What's going on, friends? It's your boy Stan Tenacious TX Vapes. You are listening to the sexiest podcast since Betty White, and now, Shedtime.
Welcome back to another episode of the Shedtime podcast. It's the team. You know what we're here to do. You know, Shedtime things. And today we got a very, very cool guest with us. This is our new friend Joe King. And if you guys are into the Dynavap, you need to stick around and understand what this man is doing. You've heard Ashton talk about it for the last few weeks, but we're here to hear it from the man himself. So first things first, we're going to do like we always do, go around the room, see what people brought to the table, because I know that a couple of the fellas have just recently been to the dispensary and picked up some niceness. So I'm going to throw it off to Ashton, because I know that he picked up some good on his trip this morning.
Yes, I did. Well, happy Shedtime Sunday, and thanks for coming in, Joe. It's been a long time coming, and I'm super stoked to finally get everybody in the shed on the Shedtime podcast. Anybody that's listening to understand, because this dude has got some serious fucking fire coming out, like just nonstop. He's just bringing it. He's bringing the heat. So, but with that being said. First off, I might as well just go in deep. Cannabis selection first. I picked up some Loud flower. It's Runts. So, yeah, this is packing a punch. It smells delicious. It tastes delicious. And it's been a minute since I've had some good tasting bud. That's going in the Assassin stem with the Dynavap titanium bowl captive cap. Using the Dynatech Apollo 2 to heat her up. And then that's going on the Mav wannabe Puffco Pete wannabe fish glass rig. And yeah, next up is, where's it at? Right there. I got the last little bits of some Cascade Kush from the Slab Mechanics going in the Puffco, the real Puffco. And then last but not least, I'm just rolling lightly with the vape stuff today. I got the little bits left of that Bottled Violence toffee custard going in the RDA for vaping, on top of that Trishul V2, and got some breeze tones inside that thing, as always. And that being said, that's all I got. Frames, what do you got?
Well, I'll start off with my cannabis selection tonight. I broke out my custom powder-coated 2019 Dynavap M with the titanium tip on there. Of course, I got just the normal cap that comes with the 2019, because that's just like one of my favorite ones, to be honest. Rocking that with the induction heater, as always. You know, I love my Dynatech Apollo 2. It's just like my go-to most of the time. But I have been, dabbling with the torch here and there. But inside of this, let me just say, I've got quite the concoction going on here, guys, because I've got some fresh flower that I picked up from Mojave Reserve, and it is some Kush cake, testing it at a very high 32%. So this is definitely packing a nice punch, and dude, it is like definitely nice, dense, like flavorful buds on this one. And I've also got some more of that Venom OG bubble hash from who's this from? From Lowell Herb Co. Gotta say that stuff, along with this Kush cake, I believe is what it is. Yeah, Kush cake is just tasting extra tasty, and I did put a little bit of keef on top of that. I've also got a little bit of some concentrates, as always, because guys know me. I love my dabs. And I've got some Golden State bananas from Summit Boys, and it's just super tasty, along with some Numps grapes, which I'm probably going to wait till the very end, because this one's got a little extra CBG in there. So if you're, you want to get, super couch lock, that's the one you want to take a dab of, because I did that earlier this week, and I literally just wanted to take a nap. And that's it for me. So with that, what do you got, Uncle Chris? Oh, wait, I do have a vape, too. I do
go ahead.
I've got Intake MTL on top of the Foxy one with some McMango's Mayhem on the inside and a Breeze Tones Methylene Coil. And that's all I'm really rocking this morning. Now it's your turn.
All right. Ooh, that gave me the opportunity to get a little bit more prepared. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna go through vape stuff first, because it's actually, I'm running a real simple day. Just got the clutch with the Goon 22 on top. I got the Platinum Balls chop top on top from DHD.
Yeah, dude.
I got some Semi Nitro Aliens in there. I got some Uncle Chris Testing Grounds Overdrip Vanilla Custard in there, tasting just like it should. Next setup, this is actually one that I just re-wicked, and it looks like the wicks are kind of dry, so I should probably drip it a little bit. But I got shout out to Unicorn Mods Inc. Because I got the vert, the full black vert. I think this might be like a batch 5. I can't even remember, but it's like the newest vert that I have. On top, I got the capstone with the Holy Blue Jeans DHD chop top. And the coils I have in there are actually some Breeze Tones 28s. And the liquid that I got in there, I got actually busted it out. I've had this for a super long time, as you guys can see. They can see, it's super yellow. It's some Blaz Berry, which is actually my least favorite Blaz. But I only had berry and mango left, and mango is my favorite, so that's why I decided to go with this. And that's all that I'm vaping on. Now, of course, I'm always going to be using a Dynavap, everybody. If you guys haven't realized by this point, like, I literally love it. It's the best thing ever to happen in my cannabis life. And so I'm using the 2019. I got a Phantom Bowl, and then I'm using like the regular Captive Cap from the 2020 that I had. And I have the good old, well, I guess it's not even new anymore, but it's the Tectonic stem. I keep on thinking that it's new because like I've only had it for 3 weeks, but I had the other one for so long that it still is really new to me. And I'm falling more and more in love with it every day. It seems it's like that whole new love affair that I had when I first found the Dynavap, and now that I've like got something that I just like even more, it's just even better. And what I'm using in those today is I actually got a little bit of Dragon OG Bubble Hash. And then I'm also using, I'm mixing it up with some Tom Ford Pink. I'm almost done this. I actually have to go to the dispensary probably sometime this week because I decided that I didn't need to keep on going and buying stuff until it was all out. So I've been just like going through everything, and I'd have like, 0.3s, 0.4s of like 10 different things. So now I have like all these fucking empty containers that are, and I'm like, oh no, I only have like maybe 2 grams left. So I'm gonna be going in this week, and I've been like looking at the dispensary and seeing they got a bunch of new stuff in. So pretty excited about that. And yeah, that's everything for me. So Joe, why don't you tell us what strains you're working with today?
So the only strains I really prefer is anything that's high, like sativa, because I have really bad ADHD. So instead of taking Adderall like I used to as a kid, I just vape a bowl of sativa and go throughout my day.
Nice.
Interesting.
So the stuff I have right now is called Venom.
Don't know anything more other than that, and it works really well. And the setups I'll be using today is I've got a custom anodized Midnight Blue Assassin stem with a matching blue titanium tip. The very first cap I ever got from VapCap. I still use that all the time. Super old and super dark, but it does the trick. I've got a matching blue Midnight Blue Dynakeg. And I brought my very first anodized Omni I've ever done.
Very nice.
Dope.
The infamous Omni, the famous Omni.
It's very simple titanium assassin setup. It's a raw / matte
color scheme. So like the low spots are a nice dark gray, and the high spots are a shiny silver with a matching tip, titanium tip, and a standard titanium condenser. In the Midnight Blue Assassin, I actually have my turbo system prototypes that I can't talk too much about, but you'll probably hear them functioning when I use the piece.
Nice.
Interesting. That looks.
And it's a turbo system, not just a single piece. It's a whole system that you use.
Ooh. Oh man.
You're giving a lot of information away.
Okay,
You're supposed to
one
be
more
keeping
thing
secret.
about it. One more little bit about it is they also work in any of the M models, Omni models,
Ooh.
Hydra, basically anything that has a 8mm straight shoot down, they'll function. Oh, and you have to have an airport for them to function. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Nothing more.
That's
Damn.
plenty. I like it.
Well, you
I'm just
definitely
pretty pumped
piqued my
for 'em.
interest, man. You piqued my interest for sure.
Yes, for sure. Well, I guess that just leaves me, and nice and tidy. I too have some runs that we freshly picked up today, and it is tasting delicious. And I'm running it out of two different setups. I've got the full-on 2020 M setup, captive cap included. Enjoying it. It's funny to me because now that I'm comparing them directly, same strain and everything, the 2020 versus the Hydra Vong with the titanium and the 2019 cap, it's really kind of interesting to see the nuances I'm getting from this strain at the moment. The deeper notes that are coming out just from that changed airflow. Because I'm pretty confident in both of these setups they're running the same condenser. So very interesting that just that change in airflow is really changing the flavor experience. And of course, titanium. Gotta love that titanium tip.
I'm a big fan of the titanium tip, man.
It does something rather magical, keeping those temperatures right where I want them to be to take delicious rips. So that's what we're doing with cannabis. Got the old Apollo 2 heating everything up, and then I got that Uncle Chris's Testing Grounds butterscotch, and I've been dripping that on a layer cake with a glass cap from Trinity, because
Really? Dude, I never tried that before.
yeah, because why not? And I mean, it definitely adds more air because it's not as tight of a chamber. But it's still a really enjoyable vape, and I've just been running it on the old regulated Vaporesso Gen, because again, messing with the cap, I'm really playing with some of the power levels to see just exactly what differences I'm getting. I can say that it's running nice when it runs hot, because I can get it even hotter. Can't complain about that. So that's it for me, and at this point, you guys know what the drill is. We're going to go ahead, take a quick second to hear from the sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Hey Shedheads, it's Anthony, the CBD candy connoisseur. Exotic Leaf is so excited to announce an awesome new program they have for shops and entrepreneurs. Our new white label program can take any business name or logo and transform it into a CBD candy brand you can be proud of. You already know Exotic Leaf makes the best tasting CBD gummies, so let's work together to give your customers a product they will love with your name they already trust. For more information, just email me, Anthony@exoticleafusa.com. That's XOTICLEAFUSA.com.
Dynavap! Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right, your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton of Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Sean Tyven, the Angry Hippie, and I'm back at it again. We're here today to talk about Unicorn Vapes Inc., a fantastic Canadian company who's making outstanding vape hardware. If you're looking for a fantastic, high-quality mechanical device or an excellent RDA, and you're looking for it at a fantastic and affordable price, look no further than Unicorn Vapes Inc. You can get your Unicorn Vapes Inc. products at areliquid.com. That's areliquid.com. Check them out today.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Solid.
And welcome back. Yeah, tell you what, Exotic Leaf, go check them out. Great CBD products. Love that. And if you need them with melatonin, they got you covered too. God, on those sleepless nights, those melatonin gummies help every time. So I'm telling you, go check out that Exotic Leaf. Helps you every time. But we're not here to talk about Exotic Leaf. We're here to talk about Joe King, these assassin stems, these kegs. But first things first, I got to ask the question. How did you find Dynavap and take us through finding Dynavap and getting into designing your stems?
Yeah, it's a long story, so buckle down, kids.
All right, I'm ready, man. Everybody grab some popcorn.
1974, and I'm just kidding. So it was a little over a year ago.
Actually, I'll just go way back. So my first company was a actual skill toy company where I made these little devices called Beglery, which is like a little double weighted, kind of like nunchucks for your fingers. And people flip them around their hands, similar to like balisong, which is the art of flipping a butterfly knife. Well, this won't cut you. And so I handmade monkey fist Beglery sets for 3-4 years. So that got me into the business aspect of owning my own business and coming up with a product that people want. And all I used was Instagram for social media and all that. My old business was called Monkey Fist Beglery, and from the handmade ones, I wanted to design like metal ones that people could play with. And I've always been a huge fan of like the monkey barrels toys as a kid, where you get the barrel and you get the little hooking monkeys.
Yeah,
and I was like, that would be a cool Beglery set because the ridges on the barrel would act as a tactile function for it to grip on your fingers when you're flipping it around. Let's see, I have a Beglery set somewhere around here. You can't hear it or see it in the podcast, but at least for you guys that I'm talking to right now, you can see it. I don't even know if I have one around. What a shame. Let's see. Well, so basically, I digress.
Yeah.
So from the barrel design for Beglery, I found upon Dynavap on Instagram. I was just scrolling on Instagram. And at this point in my life, I lost passion for Beglery and I lost the oomph to do more with it. And I found Dynavap. I've always been a smoker since I was 18. And I was into vapes back then too. back when like the IO was a thing.
Yep.
So a long time ago, and it was just hard to find a good reliable vape back then.
Yep.
And so being a stoner entrepreneur type of person I was, I found Dynavap. I emailed them. I said, if you send me an M, I would love to take photos in exchange for to keep one. And they sent me one. I did some photos. I loved it. And I was playing with the monkey barrels one day, stoned using the Dynavap. And I was like, I wonder. I took the tip off of my 19M and I stuck it in the bottom of one of the barrels and it fit like a perfect fit. It
Oh
was
shit.
a happy accident that I designed the barrels to have an 8 millimeter bore in the bottom of them.
Yeah.
So it fit, and I was like, huh, this is kind of cool. So then I did the heating up. I packed the bowl, heated it up, and I hit it. And I was like, I was expecting it to be super harsh because it's 22 millimeters long. It's not
Yeah,
that
it's short.
long.
Right.
And I hit it, and the vapor cloud that came out of the first hit was super, super thick clouds, and it wasn't hot. And the piece didn't get hot. I did four heat ups on a titanium tip with the smallest bowl capacity, heated it up, and the barrel didn't get hot, and the vapor didn't get hot. So I was like, oh, I think I have something here. I sold a few, and a dude who bought one messaged me and said, hey, do you know this works as a WPA? And I said, what's a WPA? So I didn't know any of that lingo, any of that stuff. He said, water piece adapter. And I was like, what? And he said, I got an 18 millimeter banger, and I can heat up my barrel, drop it in, and use it as a WPA. And I was like, whoa, that's another happy accident right there. Isn't that cool? And so then I bought 3 adapters. I bought like a 10 millimeter, a 14, and an 18 just to see. And it worked with a 14 millimeter as well. So I was like, oh, maybe I got something here for sure this time. And then so I spoke with, I think it was Puff It Up and Sneaky Pete, and they took what barrels I had left in stock from Beglery. I just had them sitting around collecting dust because I lost passion for the Beglery scene. And so we rolled out those. They did pretty well. And then I was able to save enough money to actually design a purposeful designed stem, which is the assassin stem. And from there on, I designed the assassin stem with all the features that I wanted it to have. And now I'm doing another run of the Dynakegs. I changed the name from the barrels, Dynakegs. But they're all made out of titanium now, rather than the barrels were aluminum. So now I can anodize them whatever colors or whatever I want to do with them, because I don't have the capabilities to anodize aluminum. It's a totally different process.
Right.
So, and I didn't even want to dabble into that if I'm just going to stick with titanium and stainless steel. So
Very
that's
nice, man.
that. So it was a happy accident turned into a new business, a new push off.
Wow. And of course
Dude.
now, like, your name has become pretty synonymous around the community as somebody who makes some of the most sought after that I've seen pieces of Dynavap accessories. Because I feel like that's probably the easiest way to describe what you're doing, you know?
I guess I didn't even mention anodizing.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like, when did that come into play?
There's too much. So back when I was in the skill toys, people made them out of titanium, and obviously people out there anodized them. And I was also into ballad songs a lot, the flipping knives, and usually the handles a lot of times are titanium, so that means you can anodize that as well. And I was thinking, well, if I'm gonna be doing something like that, I might as well learn how to anodize, because when I don't have a physical product other than, like, this was when I only had the barrels. This was when I was designing this assassin stem. I was like, I need a way to make an income and do some cool stuff, but while I'm waiting and trying to save up money to be able to afford to make a prototype and all that, because it's expensive. And all I do is the designing and the numbers, and then I have another company actually have the machines and make them for me. And it's the same company I've been working with back when I did Beglery, so it's a good relationship. It's been years, like 5 or 6 years since I've been with them, which was awesome. But So I learned how to anodize titanium, and I bought my first Omni because it was like 180 bucks, which is it's a big investment for someone who doesn't have a whole lot of money. And I
Yep.
anodized it, and I loved it. And posted some photos. Someone said, "Hey, can you do mine?" And from then on, every sale that I make, I don't have a website or anything like that. Everything I make is one on one. You message me, I'll message you back. Figure out what you want. Figure out what I can do, and make it even better. And then uh, we exchange finances, whatever, or pieces. Like if you have a piece you want anodized, you just clean it really good, and then I'll just charge an anodizing fee.
And it's been making a lot of little chunk of change for me, and I've been saving to work on my next project. And I already have another stem lined up that I have prototypes of, but I can't act on it because money.
Yeah.
But that one's out of this world. That one's going to be pretty stellar. Would you guys like to see a piece that I did for myself? So I got a 7 fin. I did a trade to a customer, a custom assassin stem, and he sent me one of his 7 fins to keep. And I made a rainbow
Oh
custom
shit.
Damn.
assassin stem with the nice. Super hard to see. This lighting is. Maybe I'll change the lighting.
No, I can see it all right. I mean,
Can you see it good?
Yeah.
yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that a
there you
little
go.
better?
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that looks fucking awesome.
So
Damn,
And
that's
I don't want to
7 fin
use
is
it because
sick.
it's so pretty.
right.
Yeah, I don't
But-
blame you, dude.
No, dude, you just got it. You got to just go
Well,
with it.
If you think about it, so this is the first piece I did over a year ago, and look how the colors still pop on that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, your work is extra clean.
So for people who don't understand everything that the assassin stem can do, could you just like explain it? Because I mean, every time I read the breakdown of every feature that's built into this stem, I don't understand how everybody who uses a Dynavap doesn't own one yet.
well, it's because the first drop only had like 200 stems, and it sold out in 24 hours, so I couldn't do anything about it.
Yowzer! But yeah,
But now I have all of them. I have the stainless steel in stock. I have the titanium, and I got the titanium Dynacag. And so that also means, say you want a full assassin anodized setup, which is the condenser tip cap, which I can't anodize because it's stainless steel. You get all that anodized, get a matching Dynacag, and but it's all. If you want something like that, you just got to message me, and it's all on Instagram.
Nice.
Like that's mainly how I make all my sales. And if you want a quick, like, oh, I just need one real quick, and it's just like a basic stainless steel titanium or a Dynacag, then they're at Cream City Vapes. So you can just type in Joe King and do it that way. Or you can message me and I'll get you set up too.
Nice,
very,
man.
very cool. So yeah, could you just explain all the features so that way?
Yes.
Because like it's
Okay,
a
so-
list.
Yeah, it is. So here's, right now I got the raw / matte titanium setup with the standard condenser. So I designed the assassin stem to have a ridge inside, right underneath where all the dots are towards the tip. There's a 7 millimeter wall that goes, it's like 7 millimeters to 5 millimeters, like long. So it's only 5 millimeters of a 7 millimeter wall. And I designed that so that if you took your condenser, and usually like any M model has 2 O-rings. It has the big one that you put towards the mouthpiece part, and then it has a second one that's like towards the center-ish of the condenser. Well, say you wanted to use this without having to worry about the air port. If you take that smaller O-ring and you move it up towards the top of the condenser, when you push it in, it will hit the 7 millimeter wall within the stem, therefore blocking the air port and making it function just like this portion, the top portion of the stem. So when you hit it, the only airflow you're getting is the airflow coming from the cap. And
Nice.
I'll show you real quick if you can. You might be able to hear it. Push this in there. Also, a little tip: always lubricate your O-rings because if you don't, pieces it can get quite hard to put anything in stuff. Okay, so you can hear it. Possibly, can you hear that? There's no airflow. I'm going to cover the tip. So if the airport wasn't closed, you'd be able to hear airflow.
Yeah. Yeah, completely sealed off.
Yeah, you can like see like your cheeks
wow,
almost
yeah.
sucking in from
You
like
could,
no.
you could definitely hear the air.
Yeah.
So with that, it
And
being
so-
like that, that would be perfect for like if you wanted to use it through like a rig or something like that, and not have to worry about carbonate because you're just gonna pull it as soon as you.
Yep.
Dude, that's awesome.
And that leads me into my second feature that I designed into it is so there's a ridge and you can see an O-ring towards like the top middle part of the stem. So that ridge is deeper than all the other ridges. It's to store your O-ring when you're not using it as a water piece adapter. So the stem is actually 12 millimeters like thick.
And so with the O-ring that is supplied with them, there's ridges on the mouthpiece. So say you want to use it as a 14 millimeter WPA, you take that O-ring that's housed there, push it down to the first ridge, or I guess the second ridge from the bottom of the mouthpiece,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll provide an airtight seal to any 14 millimeter water rig.
Nice.
And it's like if I put this upside down, it won't fall out. Like I don't want to drop the water out of it, but
Right.
Yeah.
so it's airtight. It's stuck in there. So say you're using like a water piece where you like are hitting it like this upright, and the actual bowl part is on the bottom. Like I think some companies make a scope, which is 14 millimeter, and you can use it, and it's actually like a mini bubbler.
Yeah.
Well, it can work with that upside down and not fall out or have to worry about any of that. And say you have a 10 millimeter piece, there's another ridge actually at the mouthpiece end. You just move that O-ring to that ridge. I have a 10 millimeter piece right here. And it'll provide an airtight seal to that 10 millimeter piece.
Yep.
But you have to hold it there. That's the only downside. But I mean, it's just one more feature that you can do if you wanted to. Like, say you're somewhere and someone's like, "Oh, I got a 10 millimeter piece." Which most people, I think, have 14 and 18.
Yeah, I think those are like.
Sadly, the
standards.
assassin stem won't work with an 18 millimeter
Well,
piece.
that's
But
the thing,
then-
though. These old ass style soft glass, cheap bongs. This is 10 millimeters.
Is it?
These slides are 10 millimeters. That immediately makes any of these old school bongs that people have kicking around. Which I'm a glass collector. There's 4 or 5 of them in that shelf behind me. Immediately, bang, it's ready to go. That's life changing.
So that was another feature. I wanted it to be a WPA in some way for mainly 14, and then I designed the 10 millimeter as a bonus. And also, so when I was testing my first prototype, I was curious as to other functions of the 7 millimeter wall within it. So I have a vortex that I bought with a intercooler, and I took the intercooler out. I took the tip off of my assassin stem with no condenser in it, and then I dropped the intercooler in, and it sat on the 7 millimeter wall within the stem. Like it jiggled. It's not tight. It jiggles around in there, but it won't fall through. And so I did a bowl like that, and I feathered the airport with like the airport facing up, and the actual intercooler spun inside of the assassin stem. And I thought that was super cool. So it's just another happy accident about the assassin stem. I didn't design it for that at all. I mainly designed the 7 millimeter wall so that you could close off the airport easily.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just
So
say
that-
that it seems like you're kind of like lucky when it comes to everything you think about Dynavat. Like
Everything I
just-
design has like happy accidents in it. Like,
yeah, like
Hey,
that's
dude.
amazing though.
It's like, oh hey, it works
Right?
like this too. It slices and dices and makes julienne fries.
Yeah.
yeah, it's an air fryer as well.
Oh,
Dude, that is awesome, man.
I guess it kind of is. It's a
Holy shit.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Okay.
actually, now that you say that, it is an air fryer.
Dude, I just did
Pretty
that.
much, yeah.
I moved that airflow plug up so it stopped like the airport. Holy shit. I didn't think this thing could get any better, and it just gets better. Like, I've used it 3 different ways. I've used it without a contender in it. I've used it with the contender in it, and now with the airflow ring pushed up, holy shit.
Yeah.
You get way more
Honestly,
flavor out of it that way too, I feel
when
like.
I like to rip it through, I'll rip it completely open, not covered or anything.
Yeah, I've been
And it
doing
gives
that too.
just the right amount of airflow to where you get perfect vapor. It's not too thick. And so I'm going to do a bowl real quick if you guys want to see it.
Yeah.
I know the
Absolutely.
listeners can't see anything, but
Well, hey, you know,
Oh,
if,
some special people might get to see some.
yeah,
of it.
if they wanna join the Patreon, they'll have the opportunity to see it in its entirety. And if I'm feeling generous, they might even see it in a preview. So
Well, that means they might even see or hear my turbo system functioning.
Nice.
If you join the Patreon.
Do it.
sweet. I'm so intrigued
let's
by the
see.
turbo. I can't wait till you're ready to talk about it.
Yeah, right.
Well, we'll get through a couple bowls, and then maybe I'll talk a little more about it.
Get a little
Then
grease
later,
on that.
Fuck, I jumped the gun on that.
no. So first I'm going to do the raw matte assassin stem with the blocked airport for my first rip. Got to pack a quick bowl.
Well, cheers to that.
Oh,
man.
quick question. So, out of you guys, do you like sucking herb in and then pushing it down, or do you?
I
like
learned
have-
that from you,
Figured
bro.
that out.
I learned that from you, dude. As a matter of fact,
I've not tried it.
I've been following Joe King for a while, man, and I've been wanting to get my hand on Assassin's Creed. I just have not got one yet. I'm going to now that I found out a lot more about it. But I was watching you the other day in one of your lives, and you were sitting there. You just picked your grinder up, and you just like did it, and I was like,
Yeah, like a
"That's
vacuum.
genius! Why have I not done that?" And
Why
I've
have I
been doing
not
it
thought of
ever
that?
since, dude. I've been doing it
I
ever
don't like it
since.
super packed. I like it.
I've been like-
fill the bowl.
Yeah, because you get a little bit more airflow through it, and I feel like it vaporizes a little bit more evenly, and you don't get that part where it gets a little bit more burnt up at the top compared
Yeah,
to like
when
down
you
at the
push it out
end.
after you're done, you don't just get like an eraser-sized nug that's stuck together.
Yeah,
Right.
You know, it just comes off in nice little brown clumps.
exactly, dude. I've been enjoying it.
Okay, you ready for this rip, guys?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
I didn't mention this earlier, but so right now, one of my buddies makes the stealth induction cup. It's basically
Yep.
a coffee cup with.
If you know what the Dynavap is, you know what the stealth cup is.
And I have like 7 induction heaters that I like go through all the time, but the one I feel like I go back to the most is this, just because I don't know, I just love it. I love how you can put it
Portability,
somewhere and it doesn't look like, hey, what is that
sleek.
weird box looking thing over there?
Yeah, right.
Here we go, first rip. I got the O-ring on the second little ridge on the assassin stem. I got my 14 millimeter Grav coffee mug. Not a
Dude, I
sponsor
really
or
like
anything
that piece. That coffee mug, that's fucking cool. Looks like you're
Grav
just
Labs,
taking a
man.
sip.
Grav Labs
There
makes
we
some
go.
dope
Respect
shit.
that click.
Yeah, dude.
That was just the first hit.
Yeah, dude, that's a lot of vapor for the first hit. I normally don't get like good amounts of vapor until like the second, third hit.
So now I'm going to take the tip off carefully. I have such calloused hands that touching tips and stuff like that don't hurt me anymore because I play guitar and
Yep,
numerous other instruments.
I relate to that.
So now I'm gonna do it with a regular condenser setup, like you would for regular airflow. And I'll also show you what the herb inside looks like after the first bowl, so you can see that it's not combusted, and so that I can see it's not combusted.
Yeah, when you rip the assassin stem wide open, you get some fat clouds. Because I take it to work, and that's what I use at work every day is the assassin stem, and I just use it.
Yeah,
flat.
that still looks good.
That looked
Yeah, it is
green to me.
Okay, so now we got the regular
Yep.
condenser setup.
Dude, the compression sounds so good on that.
I love when you just thump the airport and it's like pop, pop, pop.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Dude, every time you go to grab that, I think you're taking a sip from a drink, I
Yeah.
swear.
I moved the O-ring, so I'll just do this in dry.
That looked like a good one.
Everyone's a good one. Except for like the 5th or 6th one if you
Yeah.
get that far. Okay, now I'm going to move that O-ring back. It's super easy. If you have like any bit of a fingernail, you can move it really easily. I think it clicked. Did you guys hear it click? Nope.
There it
just
is.
clicked now.
There it goes.
I always
That's the
want-
one thing, people.
That's
respect
the one that always
the
gets
click.
you too.
Respect
You
the
gotta,
click.
or you're screwed and you're gonna have to wash your piece, and it takes time.
Yep.
And
It ruins
alcohol
my
is
whole day when I
precious.
combust.
I combusted the other day so bad that I thought I was gonna fucking die.
You thought you were gonna break your ribs?
Oh man, I was coughing so hard. Like
There
so
you go.
hard.
Cheers, bud.
I can't even fathom the amount of pain that comes from breaking a rib from coughing.
It sucks, dude. And so, I have a lung disease called cystic fibrosis, and I've lived with it my whole life. And vaping is so much healthier for me. That's one reason why I do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just enjoy the effects a lot more. I hate the smell of walking in a room and be like, "Damn, who smoked in here?" I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, health wise, and it's just you can use it. You can recycle your cannabis, and I mean, there's too many reasons not to use one. You know, why
I
not
agree.
to? Why not to use one?
I think my biggest push was like we've never tasted herb the way it was actually supposed to be like tasted until you've used a Dynavap. Like you actually get every ounce of the flavor.
I have a buddy who grows it, and I got him a Dynavap, and I gave him an assassin setup, and we did his flower for the first time, and he smiled, and he was like, "Man, that's what it really is supposed to taste like."
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna quit smoking.
Dude, honestly, since I picked up a Dynavap, because I was a huge bong smoker, I used to love taking just like huge bong rips, man. That was my favorite thing in the world. And then Ashton was the one that really got me to like try the Dynavap and finally pick one up myself. And ever since I picked one up, man, I cannot really go back to combusting. Like every now and then I get like this weird hair up my butt and I like to smoke like a joint every now and then, the very rare occasion. But like other than that, it's just like I can't go back just because the flavor experience. I like the high as well. I feel like it's a cleaner high
Mm-hmm.
when
Yeah.
you vaporize it compared to combusting.
I
I
really
don't
think
feel like I'm so fogged over.
Yeah, and not only that, but I feel like it hits me a little bit harder and a little bit faster as well. You
And
know
the
what I
other
mean?
thing, the other thing about that, and it's something
Like
that I've read a lot of people experience in like the Dynavap community. Like if you commit to just your Dynavap, you know, and I'm talking just your Dynavap, you can get to a point where you've literally dropped your tolerance
Yeah.
because you're able to consume such a small amount while still getting such a significant effect.
This 8th will last me 2 weeks because of the Dynavap.
Right.
You know,
That's how I am. An eighth will last me a month,
Yep, same. If I want to push it, I can push it that long.
and of
and that's me like doing it at least 3 times a day.
right. That's
But I also
yeah,
only use the
consumption.
smallest bowl capacity because I've found that I've tested it out on the biggest capacity and on the smallest, and I felt the same after this one bowl with the big as I felt with the smallest bowl. Or I do it higher, doing 2 small ones that would equal to 1 big one, but doing it as 2 small ones.
Yeah.
Right.
I will say, right now, having just heard you talk about, pulling it in and keeping it loose, I'm really impressed by the experience of a looser pack because I've always been a little bit more of a tighter.
Yeah, you don't need it to
backpack.
be like compact in there. Think you want it to heat evenly, and if it's just a big ball, like the Earth doesn't blow up. I guess that doesn't make sense. The Earth doesn't blow up because it's heated by the sun. and the sun's heating the earth. If the earth was like, it's because the earth is so dense, so you're not getting all the experience of your earth.
And that's absolutely true, though. I mean, again, messing with the two different
Way to bring it around.
same herb in both, you really are getting a whole other set of terpenes, really, from having it looser, because you're vaporizing everything, all that surface area at once now.
Yeah.
And it's impressive, even after using a Dynavap now for, what are we, coming up on a solid year ourselves here, right, on the show.
Fun too.
But just
This will
like
be
Yeah, I
how much-
started with the 19M.
Yeah, and just with how much smoother of a draw you get out of it too, when it's not quite as densely packed. You know what I mean? You can take a nice long, and it's a smooth draw to where it's not like you're really forcing it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you can actually just like take a nice pull through it. You're not really having to sit there and pull on it
You
super
need that
super hard.
airflow and that.
Yeah.
Well, I feel that like anything to do with the Dynavap, it's like all about dialing it in. So when I
Yeah.
first got it, like I was asking, and you guys were kind of newer to it as well. So like everyone was kind of learning together. But like at first I was like putting in some, and then I just slightly like tamp it down and like even it out. And then I put in more, and I do that like 3 layers. And now I find that I literally just grind it up and I just scoop it in like my grinder, and then I just slightly touch the top so it doesn't just fall out all in the cap. And then I go and I get like that little bit more airflow. But I also find that the flavor's better because it's kind of getting all of everything in there at the same time.
Yeah.
As opposed to like working on the outside, and then you kind of get a little bit of that like singed outside, not burnt, you know what I mean? But like
Right.
get everything in the whole bowl to like
Yeah, more full
vaporize.
flavored.
The flavor kind of drops off, and if you keep it looser, like not really loose, but like you're saying, and I find that like the flavor and the airflow just kind of really draws through, and everything feels like it feels like you're hitting at 100% over
Yeah.
like overpacking it, and then the tail end you're still getting some like vapor, but the flavor starts to not be as good.
Yeah.
I love the Dynavap. I could literally hear anyone talk about it, and anything I can learn, like just like James said, like I kind of want to get an assassin stem, but like for me, it's like how many stems do I need? I was always that
You
guy
need them
that
all.
well, you know what, that's
Yeah.
true.
They're
But,
like
these
fucking
guys
Pokemon.
know,
You gotta
dude.
catch them all.
I used to always
Yeah,
smoke
dude.
bongs, and
Oh
when
shit,
I'd
there's
smoke
another
bongs,
color. I guess I'm not paying rent today.
Yeah,
dude, I would
right?
only smoke bongs out of a Coke bottle and like a fucking aluminum like V bowl and stem, right? So like I'm a simple stoner. So like, but this is the thing. I'm getting more excited with like all these things that I learn about it, and I'm all about the Dynavap. So anything I can use with the Dynavap, I'm kind of already interested in.
Well, like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the cool thing too. Is like having people like Joe out here making these products, right? I'm a glass addict. We make a whole thing about it Saturdays on the Instagram. That's part of what keeps me smoking, is that I love all this glass I've collected, and I like to continue to collect glass. But to have different pieces like the keg that now allow me to convert my Dynavap to using on my 18 millimeter bongs, that just opens a whole new
Well, dude,
world
I
of
think of-
Dynavapping.
I think about it like this too. It's like, especially for someone like yourself, Chris. Think about it on this side. Think about our vaping side of this, like ourselves, and how many different vape setups we have that do the exact same thing, but just may look a little different, or
like
may
they're
operate a little different,
Did you
or
really-
have
Yeah.
a different nuance to them that make it the experience slightly different. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You know what I mean? It's like this thing may look like it does the same exact thing as this, but it's like the airflow is just slightly different on it. The way it feels when you hit it is different. Like, what the different options you can use,
Yeah,
like
what's
it's
your
just
favorite,
like that.
What's your favorite screen to use?
Yeah, your favorite screen, your favorite tip. Like what kind of, are you a stainless guy? Do you like the titanium tip? You know what I mean? Do you like the new style bowls, or do you like the older style ones? You know what I mean? Are you like someone like Joe who likes to use the smallest bowl capacity, or someone like myself who uses a full, bowl when it comes to you know what I mean? It's just like everybody's got that different subjective experience and thing that they like about even the Dynavap. You know what I mean? So it's like it's that one more thing for me that I get to nerd out on, you know, as well as I do like with my vape setups. You know, it's like, dang, now I want to check out, you know, the Tectonic stem, just because that's got a couple different options. I need to get in myself an Assassin stem, not only because they look super dope, but just all the options that I figured out that thing has. I gotta try it. I gotta see what it's about. I gotta experience it. You know, I want a Dynakeg. You know what I mean? Like how dope would that be to just have like a Dynakeg just that I could just drop on my piece and just like take some rips off of and not have to worry about having a
Dynakeg on the
carb
big
it.
bong.
That's what I'm
That's
saying. You know
nice.
what I mean?
One thing I love about the Dynakeg, so if you clean it after you're done with it, it won't smell. And
Yeah.
if you're backpacking, you put that on like a little piece of paracord because it was originally designed for beglery, so the
Yeah.
paracord will go right through it. Just tie a little knot on it, have it dangle from your backpack. Stay by 2 of them. Use them as beglery if you want, and then cut the string and use them as 2 separate stems. You know.
Yeah, it's one you can always
Basically.
have around, you know, as long as you got a Dyna.
You can keep it on your
cap.
keychain. You
Yeah.
can keep it on your fucking keychain, and then you're like, oh, I forgot my Dynavap, but I have a bowl in my toolbox. Oh, I got my fucking keg on my keychain.
Yeah. As long as it's clean, because you don't want to walk around smelling.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking-
You know, so just wipe it down and, you know, rinse it
Well,
with
so
some,
what
you know,
I do is I just
isopropyl.
drop it in a little bit of ISO and then take Q-tips. And if the Q-tips aren't too big, you can twist the Q-tip all the way through the hole and then just give a good swab inside. And either you can soak it or you can. What I like to do, so with my anodized stuff, anything anodized, I will soak it and then lightly clean it with Q-tips. And then I will take warm water. I like hot water because I just don't like touching warm water. I like hot water.
Yeah.
And a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. And you just lightly rub it on the piece and it'll make it nice and shiny and it'll take off all of your fingerprints because the more you touch a piece, you'll get your fingerprints on it and it'll make it look not as shiny as it should. And it also cleans your piece. It's safe. There's no harsh chemicals in it. And if you even are scared of that, just put it underwater again. But you still have that shine from shining it with the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. And actually, George from Dynavap told me about that. So that wasn't my own thing.
Nice.
Huh.
Also, I'd like to take a moment to thank Dynavap because honestly, if it weren't for them sending me a 19M in good faith that I would take photos and enjoy it, even if I didn't take photos, they probably would have sent it to me, you know? And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
Yeah.
I'd still be sitting on a shit ton of barrels and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life.
I mean, true that. Dynavap has been an unbelievable part of our journey so far, and it's been really an incredible thing for us to not only, you know, grow Dynavap here on the show, you know, and share our experiences through this whole trip, you know, as we continue to find new things, new ways to use it and everything, but you know, that they've come along and even, you know, come into the show and talk to us about tips, tricks, and we've gotten to watch our listeners now just expand exponentially through everything. I mean, every couple of days we see a new person now that is a listener or a follower of our YouTube show who's like, oh, yep, just picked up my Dynavap, or yep, just heating the Dynavap, and you're like, dude.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is like, man, I was, you know, 2 short years ago, I was in a paint booth working for somebody else, listening to all these podcasts, listening to the Green Room, and experiencing with the Dynavap on my own terms. And then little did I know, you know, a year or 2 later, I would get to paint your Assassin stem for you, get my own, and like we also have one to give away as well. So we'll figure that out eventually.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yep.
Okay, let's do another bowl real quick.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
I'm gonna use the Assassin stem with my turbo system.
All right, I'm turning my headphones up. I gotta hear this.
I'm just gonna like cover everything so
Yeah.
I can hear.
Well, actually, before I use that, I want to demonstrate my turbo system. I can't show you too much about them, but I can at least use them, and you get an idea for later this year, hopefully, if I can financially afford to do it. And really, you guys supporting Cream City Vapes, buying my stuff from them or buying it from me helps me be able to make my next designs. Because if everything goes well, I have 2 new stems and my turbo system coming this year.
Awesome, man.
What's the website for that?
I don't have a website. Oh, Cream
No,
City
no,
Vapes.
for them.
Cream City Vapes is my U.S. retailer, and they're awesome dudes, and they have faith in me, and so we did the first drop, and they sold out in 24 hours. So I approached other companies about these assassin stems. It just wasn't their cup of tea. So I had to figure out how to get it done. I talked to Cream City Vapes. They believed in me. Did the first drop. Talked to Vape Fiend and I think the Vape Euro, the French guy. You know, the French guy who sells vapes. That's
Yeah, I was gonna say,
the
dude,
only
your stems made it well around, like over the pond and everywhere else. Like I don't see it just here in the States. I see it in Canada. I see it overseas. It's
right.
definitely
And you don't see them very much on Reddit, which is a good note. That means that people are buying them or keeping them, not
I
trying
mean,
to get rid
I
of
see
them.
him talked about. People are like, yo, I just picked up this
yeah.
assassin
Everybody talks
stem.
about Joe
Like,
King. And
yeah,
and the
I see
stem.
lots of talk about getting them. I never see anything about getting rid of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
for
saw
damn
one,
sure.
and I mean, you'll have people who are unhappy, and I totally understand. You know, it's not for everyone. So the stainless steel and the titanium, there's a huge difference, not in design, but the weight. The stainless steel is a heavy hitter. It's heavy as fuck, but it's pretty nice, and it feels badass because it's so heavy. And say you like the titanium, I like the titanium, but the stainless steel also hits different. You know, like because the way it absorbs heat, titanium absorbs heat a lot quicker, and so it will be a smoother, thicker hit with the stainless steel. Say you have a stainless steel assassin stem and a 20M tip, you know.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna do this for you guys real quick.
Yeah, do it, man.
See, it's my ADHD working against me.
No worries, dude.
So this is my first Gator Green Omni I ever anodized, and this is for my personal
Creamy.
use.
Hell yeah.
And I have the turbo system in here, and I'm just going to close the tip and hit it through the airport, like so you can hear the airport. Just because when in the Omni XL, the turbo system really shines. They work in almost all the stems, but they shine in an Omni XL. So I'll just be quiet real quick.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you can hear
Hear
that
it?
flutter like crazy.
Let's see over here.
Yeah, I hear it. That's crazy.
Huh.
Okay, so I have that system and the assassin stem right now. I'm gonna use the O-ring. Actually, no, I'm gonna hit it just regular with a torch.
Okay, let's go dry.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
there you
And
go.
he's torching it.
Yeah.
Flame on!
Dude, I love how everyone's got that same
Yeah, dude, the spin,
Yeah, I
bro.
got
It's the
the
dime
spin.
tap spin, bro. It's the way to do
Oh,
it.
that's another reason that I love the assassin
Yeah,
stem.
dude, the
is
assassin stem's so much easier.
So the way I hit it that time, I completely opened the airport, and the way the turbo system sits, if you hit it like this, it'll be a complete air-free, just airflow. But if you hit it at an angle like this, like cheers, then the turbo system will function. So say you want to do both, you can do both at the same time.
Ah.
Huh.
So I'll wait for the cooldown and then I'll hit it like a cheers. That's so I designed them, I made prototypes, and for like a month or 2 months or 3 months, I just played with them in different ways, different setups, pointing different directions, at flat, left-handed, because it functions differently for left-handers. It's just different because of the design. And so I did all this testing and figured out how they work best. And the way I actually designed them, they function nothing like the way I designed them, but better. It was like a happy accident. So I designed them and they didn't work. And I was like, this is fucking bullshit. It doesn't work. But then it did work. I just changed it a little bit. Okay, I think it definitely cooled down by now.
Yeah.
I'm calling for Joe King Happy Accident fucking promo push here somewhere, man.
Right, dude? Happy accidents. Well, or it's not really an accident. It's something that I didn't fully believe in, and it worked.
Yeah.
You know, it's both. Here we go.
Yeah, you can hear it there for sure.
You can feel it when you're holding it.
I'm sure you can.
Ooh,
Like
I
it
believe
sounds
it,
like it'd
yeah.
be something that you could feel as it's like engaging.
Pretty awesome.
Turbo. It's the turbo spooling, if you will,
Yeah.
for our
That's
Okay.
cool.
our gear
Let's
heads.
see. Also, I'll do it through the water piece now. The way that I have this one set up, if you have it in a complete upright position, the turbo system will function. Not that you really need it to because you're using it through a water piece, but it's just pretty cool that it's still working while you're using it in a water piece.
Plus,
You know?
I mean, this sounds probably pretty cool. So, like, when you're using it, you're like, "Oh, it's fucking working!" Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
dude.
you need it to work, you just get to like
And
experience it.
sometimes it'll go so fast, it'll like.
Triple spin itself, and you'll hear it go like.
Dude, that's
Cool.
sick. I'm sure it still just like makes it that much smoother of a hit, though.
Oh yeah, it's like when you use your Omni condenser at half capacity or full capacity. Like if you want to close off the airport, that's pretty cool.
Super innovative.
Did I get the Dyna yet today? I don't know if I did or not.
I don't think so.
I don't believe
No.
so.
I'll do that. Let's see if this bowl is still good. Yeah, I can get one more out of it. I'm gonna finish it off with the Dyna keg.
Oh shit.
Drop it in my 14.
Place it on, I guess. It's not a huge drop in. 18 millimeter drops in perfect. Oh, and I got another idea I need to talk to you guys about. Because I don't dab and I've never dabbed before, but it's an idea about dabbing.
Well, we might be the people that can help you with that because a few of us here do dabble in the dabs.
You see that?
If you know.
And-
Yeah, dude, that was
and that's what
tons
I'm
of vapor.
saying.
That's
I
the
want
performance I want.
Yeah.
That's just from this little thing. It's not hot at all, which is crazy. And I think
That was
it's
the one thing I was
because
curious about.
the wall inside of this, this has a 4 millimeter hole. That's the air path, but it's an 8 millimeter piece, like the hole for the Dynavap tip. Well, inside of here, about where that second ridge is from the mouthpiece part, it's complete wall. It's 100% titanium, thick, and it takes all the heat, I think, and disperses it because none of this is hot, not even right where the tip is, and which is crazy. But I think that could be a reason is that it's the vapor in the the air path through the cap, mixing with the vapor, hitting that wall within the keg, and then all the warm vapor has to cyclone down, not cyclone, but just go down into the 4 millimeter hole. And that, and it doesn't have an air port. So if you hit it like a roach, like,
If it's warm, then you can add cool air, but that's only if it's like the third or fourth hit. I'll do that, or you could just hit it like, as long as you manage how much you suck, because you don't want it to be like, oh my gosh, because it'll hit you hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard hitter, like a shotgun.
No, I mean, no condenser, no nothing. You're just getting straight.
Yeah, straight off the end of that bowl, dude.
Yeah.
Have it
That's what
done.
looks- Yeah.
Oh, you guys want to see something cool? Oh, first I'll talk about the dabbing thing. God, am I talking too much, guys?
No, you're
I
good,
No,
dude.
you're
think I'm
good,
talking
dude.
a
This
lot.
is what
This
the
is what
show's
it's all about,
dude.
buddy. This is
Sure?
gonna be a killer episode.
Absolutely, man.
Yep.
Okay,
This is
so
good.
if I'm talking too much, just be like, hey.
this
Yeah.
is this is how we designed our show. We get stoned and hang out and
Yeah,
shoot
this
the
is the
shit.
perfect platform for
So,
you to just
yeah, like this is
Okay.
this
spill
is
your
like
guts.
perfect.
out.
You know.
Okay, so here's my idea, and it would be pretty badass. But first I have a question. So, like, typical bangers for dabbing, like a dab rig,
Mhm.
what millimeter is the diameter of the inside of the rig?
It's
This is
usually
like 18 millimeter.
You're usually doing 14s, and then in a lot of the higher heady cases, you're talking 10 millimeters.
Okay, so 14.
Yeah.
I want you guys to get a Dynacag, heat it up normal, like you're heating up a Dynavap tip in a Dynacag. Heat your banger up, and see if you can use it as one of those ball things that people use.
Oh, as a carb cap.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you'd be hitting the Dynavap while you're hitting the dab.
Yeah,
And
dude.
I've experimented with this. You can.
Next level.
Because
shit.
I have a this is a 25 millimeter banger. So like I'm trying to figure what the inside diameter would end up being because it's
So that has
2
a.
mil stick.
yeah because the other one that I
So it'd
have
be
is
like
a lot
21?
smaller.
Is it 21? Really?
Yeah.
That'd be like
If
21.
it's 21, the keg might work in it
Where's my...
because
I also have a smaller
the keg
one as
is
well,
22
too.
by 20.
That would be a video that would
Oh,
go
that'd be
viral.
perfect then.
Because I also have another one right here that's a lot smaller. That's like
And would it
yeah.
make the pearl spin?
that I'm curious. That I'm not sure about because it would have to be somewhat directional.
Yeah.
Also, another thing,
Hmm.
the turbo system I also designed, if you wanted to, you could use it as a terp pearl, one of the pieces in the system. So that's another thing that I can't test because I don't dab,
Yeah.
and but would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Oh, and I
dude.
wanted to show you this real quick. So this is like a 14 millimeter, and you're here, no airflow, right?
Yeah.
Because it sits on the ridge. Well, you can tilt the barrel
And make it
So-
almost like a carb. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and since the hole would be directional, kind of, would
You
that
might be able to spin it itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As
spin
you
the
hit it.
keg like that on the piece, play with it,
Hmm.
or it doesn't work. And I mean, but if it did, that'd
Dude,
be
it's
pretty
worth
cool.
a shot, dude. It is worth
My-
it's worth checking out, and I wouldn't mind. That honestly would be something I would look at and be like, I wonder if this would work, and I would try
You
it.
have to
You know what I
try
mean?
Take a
that.
I would
Dynavap
definitely
and a
do
dab
that.
at the same time.
Yeah,
right,
dude.
Right.
Yeah, I want to
My-
try it.
Fucking
wanna do
my,
that.
my
mind
thought
blown.
my thought on that immediately is that like terp slurpers, right? I bet you'd be
Oh,
great on a
yeah.
terp slurper because it would the hole would be centered right above the shaft, and so you'd get that dual directional airflow.
What was that?
So
Yeah, I don't
terp
even know what that
slurper is a banger that has a neck and a tray at the bottom, and the idea is that you're heating the
Oh
bottom
yeah, it
of this
has
tray
that little.
and putting
yeah.
the
You're seeing like
hash
Cali
there.
dabs and everybody
And
using
then
all
they
those
put pills
pearls.
in there, right? They don't
Right.
put pearls.
They'll,
or-
they'll put a terp
Well-
pill. Exactly.
Well, guess what? If you want to, with the turbo system, you could
You put it
possibly
on,
use it as
drop
a
it right
turp
on top
pill.
of that. That'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
But
I
most
bet you
people are
that would
putting
work.
marbles on top to completely stop that air at the top on a slurper, so it slurps the extract or like your concentrate into it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should buy these bangers just to. Could you,
For
if I had
science.
one and I never dabbed, would I be able to feel the function like of how it works and see it?
I
Or
mean,
is
you
that
would
a
definitely be
waste
able
of
to
money?
see
Yeah.
you'd be able to see the function for
expensive,
sure.
though.
For sure. I
Just
mean,
get a
I'm
China
not even
one.
going to use.
Just get a fake China.
yeah, I
one
mean, I have a
to see if it
$30
functions
rig
off.
right here. Like this is
$30 is a lot. 'cause
this is
I'm
a $30
cheap.
China rig right here. Although
Oh.
the banger's also a $30 banger because
See,
I bought a good banger.
what banger should I buy if I want the most standard for people to?
Is
that
any
people
like
would
sort
most
of
likely
flat
use?
top quartz banger?
Yeah,
See, I bought a banger, but it's a fucking crooked one, and
Yeah,
I'm
so
like, this
anything
doesn't
kind
work.
of like anything like this that's got like a flat top on it, because that's what a majority of people use nowadays, or they're starting to kind of transition to like the terp slurper sort of thing.
See, that is the big caveat is that like there are
See, all this is
100
glass I
different
never
bangers.
use because I needed measurements. Like this is a shitty banger that I got for like $5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I tried to use it with this, and it did nothing. And I was like, "Oh, this fucking sucks."
There's also the beveled ones because like I have this guy here, and the whole inside is beveled. And so
Okay.
25 millimeters on the outside, if I remember correctly, but I have a 3 millimeter wall with a taper, so it's beveled in. So something like the barrel or the keg is going to literally sit inside those bevels and create a
Yeah,
complete
and
seal on the
probably
Ooh.
be
ridge.
able to give you
Dude,
the
that would be like
Dude.
a melt shot from heaven.
You know what I mean?
Dynavap on top.
Hey, is someone
Oh.
gonna say it? Happy accident.
Exactly. Especially because, like, with this particular style of this beveled banger, where my bottom flares out like this. Oh, excuse me. But with that kind of a flare, having a straight down airflow from the keg would just cause my oil to spread out and climb these walls, which is how this kind of banger is designed to work. So all your oil gets stuck here inside this ridge where it's been heated. That might be an optimal banger right there, and when the time comes I can try it, I'm trying it, because
Do you know the depth of your bangers? Like what the typical depth is?
They all
I would say
vary.
like 20 millimeters.
They're all gonna
Yeah,
vary.
they are gonna
depending on
vary
the
a
rig
little.
and the, like
See,
the size
and
of
if
the
I
rig,
bought
you
one, I
know?
would just want the most standardest one, so I could be like, oh, if I was average Joe,
I mean, I think that's the caveat though with all of this, is that, like, average
I want
Joe,
it to be able to be used with the most stuff. You
right?
know, that's why I designed the assassin stem the way I did. I was like, you need to get the most out of what you're buying, and it's only like $50 for stainless steel.
Yeah, 50
And you
bucks
can
for
use it-
stainless steel. That's beyond reasonable. Like,
Well, and the 75 for the titanium. That's only $25 more.
Dude, that's not
And-
bad at all, dude. Because you think you're buying the 19M for what, $75?
$75, yeah. And
So,
then you
like-
buy the stainless steel stem, $50. So you got all the functions and everything you need for quick math, guys.
That's like what?
125.
Yeah, buck 20, buck 30.
But even
That's
most
not too
people,
bad, though,
most people
you know?
nowadays that are into Dynavaps, like, and that want more out of it, that's such a bargain way to go about it.
Well-
would to be go to
Or
the
it's like-
assassin stem, because at the end of the day, like the fucking what is the fancy, the Omni XL from Dynavap is really expensive.
It's $190.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you think about it like
But
That's
this.
a
100%
big
too.
jump
worth it.
from the M to that. Like
You all think about this too. You have multiple tips lying around. You know what I mean? What is it? Spend another $50 to get another stem, and now you've got a whole nother setup.
right,
Mhm.
right.
You know what I mean?
Or
Or you
even,
got an XL condenser and a spinning mouthpiece.
Yeah.
even just the simple fact that, if you've just got, a 2020M, and now you realize that this one $50 investment into your experience enables you to open all of these doors to you. Because, like, I being, a heavy bong user, I went and bought the Hydrovong first. I needed that 14 millimeter taper, so I knew I could keep using it with a rig or some apparatus I had and be satisfied. And I'm glad I did that. But if you just start with your 2020M for a $50 investment, you've just opened Pandora's box of Dynavap. There's now so many new ways you can use your Dynavap that you've never experienced, and that is worth a $50 investment, in my opinion, having not even used it. And Ashton's over here with the face like,
bro, I
yeah.
I did like 2 adjustments and I am fucking blasted.
So obviously he's living proof that it is a worthy investment
Oh,
in your
dude,
Dynavap experience.
it's like a tool. It's like if you're a craftsman of some sort and you can, toke on the job or whatever, this is like that handy dandy tool in your toolbox. This thing does
It's
not
like-
come to work with me.
Or it's like somebody that has likes pocket knives. You know what I mean? They're everyday carry. It's like it's gonna be that thing. You know what I mean? That everyday carry.
Burglary.
Yeah, and
You
like
know?
anything, you know what I mean? That one thing, like some people are in, like that watch that they always got to have, you know what I mean? Or it's just like that next thing to add into your collection of that new passion of yours.
I
You know what
think
mean?
about
whatever it may be.
I think about the medical benefit of cannabis, right?
Yeah.
And you know, Joe touched on it earlier, and I'm just gonna kind of bring it back to that you know, this is probably the healthiest way we can consume cannabis like this, outside of, you know, ingesting it through edibles or whatever. Vaping it is the healthiest way. The
Most cost effective too, really.
you know,
Yeah, it is
Dynavap
very cost effective.
has also eliminated a lot of other factors of the barriers of vaping your dry herb, which I think is huge. You know what I mean? Having extremely expensive battery operated devices and things like that is very cost prohibitive for a lot of individuals. Dynavap has removed that, and that's amazing for medical users to have access to a device like this, and then to have something that can expand on their experience. That is an incredible thing for them to have. You know what I mean?
Well, it allows you to get excited about it, right? And like some people, like even myself, right? Like I smoked bong for so long that like anything new was like I don't want to try it, and it basically took you guys like twisting my arm to do it, and then when Dynavap came on with the podcast and everything else, and then I got to try it. I just feel like I'm never going back, but it was a real big commitment for not. And the stupidest thing about it was like it's $75. I'm like, dude, I'd spend double that on a mech mod, like without even thinking about it. Like I'd tell myself I don't need it, and then by the end of the night, it's in a cart, shipped, like getting shipped the next day. You know what I mean? So seeing how like it is kind of intimidating, and then once you get used to it, and it's like everything, like when I first quit smoking and started to vape, everything seemed so difficult, and I was so dire if like something went wrong and it didn't work exactly the way I wanted. And the Dynavap kind of gave me that fear for the first week, but I was enjoying it enough that I wanted to commit to it, right?
It's almost like the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, you can just use it in so many ways, and like what Joe's doing with all these different, accessories, if you will. Like it's just basically opening it up to not only have people that might be stuck in their ways, like I only smoke bongs, and like this way is easy for them to do it, or it's like a new experience of while they do it. And it's just it's awesome for the community, but it's also just awesome for like people that are trying to be healthier and about getting their cannabis, and it allows them to not like be like, oh, you have to use this and it only can be used this one way.
Absolutely. I agree 110%. So we are getting down to the end of the show, guys, and I do want to thank Joe, of course, first and foremost for coming on and joining us. This is an opportunity. I want to turn the floor over to you to plug your social media and let people know how they can find you, where they can find your products, and sell your shit, man, because we're true believers, and so this is your opportunity.
Awesome, perfect. Okay, well, like I said earlier, if you listen to the whole thing, talking about the assassin stems, and then the stainless steel and titanium are all available now, finally, after they sold out. So if you need one, you just message me on Instagram. It's Joe King Co. That's it. Message me. Or if you just want to pick up a quick stainless steel one, or just pick up like a standard one, it's all at creamcityvapes.com, and they'll get you all sorted out. Or also, if you want any anodizing or anything like that, just message me. I don't have a website. Everything's personal on Instagram. Just even if you have to create an Instagram just to be able to talk to me, it's easy for me to keep it all in one space rather than being like, I hate Facebook. I don't do anything with Facebook. I just do Instagram, photography, and messaging people, figuring out what you all want. And I'll try to listen. So, and really the stainless steel one's only $50. You grab that real quick, $5 shipping if you get it from me, $55, and boom, it'll be at your house in like a week or so. Not too bad. Or you want to step up for $25 to the titanium one. It's only $25 more. It's a lot lighter. The stainless steel is a lot heavier. So if you like a heavy setup, or you like stainless steel tips a lot, maybe get a stainless steel one or get both. They're not too expensive to where you could probably get one of both. And the Dynakegs, the basic silver titanium Dyna keg is only $40. And
Nice.
or if you wanted a matte one, which is like a matte gray, then that's 45. Or if you wanted an anodized one from me, just for a basic color or like a basic fade, it's $60. That's including the keg and the anodizing. Or if you want a custom like splatter one or a crazy one that's going to be time consuming, then it's $75.
Very
And
nice.
you get the
man.
Dynakeg. And if you want anything custom, I can do full setups too, like a full assassin setup. I have some Omnis on hand and a couple Omni XLs on hand. If you want a full setup in that, I can anodize it for you. Just message me on there. I also have a Discord I started. It's just Joe Kinko. Yeah, Joe Kinko.
Nice, man.
Nice,
So,
dude.
that as well.
Well,
Oh,
we,
yeah.
I think that's
man.
it.
we know Discord pretty well, so we may have to come say hi. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
So at this point, we're going to send it around the room to the boys and let them say their goodbyes. And I started with Ashton. I'll start with him again. Go for it, my man.
Well, thanks for blessing us with your presence. It's been an absolute honor to have you on here, and maybe we'll have you on here again, hopefully soon. And
I just talked a lot.
that's great, man. That's what this is. That's what it's all about. And any way I can, spread awareness about people doing crazy cool artwork on said products, I'm all about it. As you know, I do something similar to you in a different world, so we're kind of similar. And
Right? It's like we're cousins.
yeah,
We're not brothers. Because if we were brothers, then
we're
you'd
very
like steal
distant
the
cousins
same
in
exact
some
thing
other
I'm doing
relation.
and do it better. And I'd be like, "Fuck you, brother," and you'd be like, "Fuck you." Too. But then we still love each other, but we kind of hate each other too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're cousins, and cousins always get along.
Yeah. Absolutely, dude.
There's no awkward Thanksgiving moments. It's just going out, before dinner and having a
I always
sesh.
find myself on the weekends, like on his Instagram page, drooling over all of his content because he doesn't deliver shit content, you guys. It's banging. It's all the time banging over there.
We'll have to have him back to
Also-
talk about photography on a whole other show. 'Cause,
Oh,
Like
yeah,
I
that's
get to
a whole
use
different
one
thing.
daily, so if you guys haven't followed me
also-
on Instagram,
If any of you
Almost.
guys are on Instagram and you see me on a live and want to join in, I like to anodize live. And if you're painting or doing your work or whatever and you want to do a double live, that's a lot more entertaining when there's two people rather than just me fucking dipping shit and stuff and just being like,
Yeah, let's
that's
do it.
not right. I got to do another one. And it takes like 2-3 hours. And
oh shit.
but
Paul
with
is-
with two people, you can at least talk to each other.
Yeah,
and,
dude.
and
heck
jam.
yeah, let's do it. We'll definitely plan something.
powder
good,
coating and anodizing live. I like it.
Right. I think I'm gonna start my own like podcasty type of show. It might be on Instagram because that's my platform, but like a weekly thing, and it's gonna be called "I'm Just Joking," and I'll just talk about
That's
stuff
awesome.
and anodize maybe,
Nice, dude.
Heck
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Hell
and
yeah.
the play on words. Yeah.
I like it.
I didn't even
Fuck
think of
yeah.
that until after you just said it.
Mind blown, dude.
Yeah, dude,
Joking.
100%.
And
Well, right on, guys.
it's a juster's crown is my logo, so it's like a jester joking type of. And I'm a magician too. Oh yeah, we'll have to do that in the next time. I'll do magic.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Hell yeah, bro.
Fucking A.
I
He's
got an
got more tricks
accordion
up his
and I
sleeve.
play the ukulele and I play the guitar. I do that throughout my lives too. If I'm bored anodizing, I'll take my uke out and play a little bit, talk
Oh
to
my
you
god,
guys.
man.
Dude.
But then we'd be here for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, and I don't want to take up all of your time. I know you got things you need to do.
Yeah. But yeah, just
Right on,
get a
guys,
hold of
if
me
you haven't
and we could
already.
do it again. We could have just an entertaining episode where maybe we all do like one of our talents. We could have a talent show.
Dude, he's coming up with ideas, bro. I love it.
Or I'll have you guys on I'm just joking. And
Yeah,
and
dude.
we'll do that.
I'm
Fucking
him.
It'll be a good time.
All right, Ashton, go ahead. Hit him with the plug.
Right on. Well, with that being said, if you guys haven't already, follow me on palmerspowders.com or, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Just palmerspowders.com. Google it. Just fucking Google it. And, yeah, moderation's key. I'm baked. I'm spent. I'm gonna go take a nap. So yeah, Frames, what you got?
Of course, like Ashton said, shout outs to Joe for coming and hanging out with us. It was awesome talking to you. I'm definitely going to be getting in touch with you about an assassin stem and possibly one of them Dino Cakes too, man, because I got
On
test
Instagram,
this
man.
stuff out, man.
That's where I'm at.
Yep, I'm going to hit you up and we're going to talk. Of course, definitely check me out over on my YouTube channel, Frames Jank with Vapor. You can check us out every Friday for the Green Room, as well as you can check me out on Mondays on the Vaping with the Omis YouTube channel. For that show. Same time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Of course, Omis is on Monday, Green Room's on Fridays. Of course, you can check out my channel for any vape reviews throughout the week if you guys want to find out, my opinions on stuff like that. Of course, check us out, shedtimepodcast.com, your one-stop shop. Shout outs to all of our amazing sponsors and, of course, the boys here. I love hanging out every Sunday and just chatting with some cool people. So, of course, I'm going to end it as I always do, sending out positive vibes and Chris high fives, and then over to you, Uncle Chris.
Well, I'm going to say thank you, everybody, for listening, first of all. You guys all got to meet someone if you haven't already followed Joe King, which you clearly should. After everything we just talked about, he's always thinking of new shit, including a new show that possibly might be coming. So you guys should check him out. And thanks very much, Joe, for coming on. It was... You probably are like, oh, I talk too much, but honestly, you talk the perfect amount because people get to hear us all the time. They don't get to hear you. So that's the way that you have to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so check out shedtimepodcast.com. Go follow us on SoundCloud. Check me out on Tuesday nights. I'm mixing it up on KVTV. Check me out on the Green Room, on Frames Jenklin, Vapor, all of it at 8 o'clock. Also, check out Uncle Chris testinggrounds.com and pick up yourself some overdrip custard. There's going to be some new things coming soon. So once I have a little bit more concrete what's happening, I'll definitely be letting you guys know. And other than that, everybody just stay safe, and we'll catch you on the next one. So, Sean, take it away.
Shit. I like it. I like that little sneak peek of a teaser. So, with all of that, guys, we've already said it 100,000 times, but we're going to say it one more. Shedtimepodcast.com is your source for everything Shedtime Podcast. And, of course, big thank you to all the listeners, big thank you to the sponsors, and big thank you to Joe King. So, you guys, you've heard it all before. I'm going to say it again. Don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool. Don't be a dick. And whatever it is you do, make sure you make it fun. It's the Shedtime Podcast. We're rolling up and rolling out.